Almost every morning for years, you've repeated the sequence of movements, but your world is about to completely change. Everything that happened before was simply a rehearsal for what is about to happen. You glimpse the many variations. You know the steps, facade, semi-place, and in hope. I don't know what any of that is. And yet your feet seek out the warmth of familiar tracks. You imagine them, left by a mother you never knew. Oh, before you, an inescapable chasm. Spread your wings, put down your roots. Spread your wings. Oh, you spread your wings. Why hesitate? You're ready to fly. You are alone, but you soar above. Here, nobody can reach you. A page turns. A gran. Oh boy, I don't know the first thing about ballet. A fleeting moment before the inevitable plunge in this life that is about to begin. Oh wow. Prologue. Are. I'm going to piss off so many French people and people that like ballet. You've just finished your daily exercises when there's a knock on the bedroom door. 3 weeks. 3 weeks without access to a bar where you've had to make do with the back of a chair, which is far from ideal. Oh, okay, I know what it is. 3 weeks scouring the city, trying to find a place somewhere. Then, as the panic sets in, anywhere. You know that on the other side of the door, Andre, your landlady, probably wants to offer you a cup of tea again. You managed to dodge her yesterday and the day before, but sooner or later you'll have to give in to her request, which isn't exactly unreasonable. Up until this week, she'd left you alone, probably because the other rooms had been occupied by a stream of tourists visiting the city. But with the arrival of September, the house had emptied out, and the old lady's attention had shifted onto her favorite niece's little protege. We're not yet at the stage where she'd come into the bedroom uninvited. If you ignore her, she'll probably go away. Answer. Play dead. Answer. Yes? You open the door a crack. I've made some tea, and I'd be very happy if you join me, Lena. Okay. Give me a couple of minutes. I'm coming. I'll be in the kitchen. You quickly finish getting ready, then you head downstairs. As you approach the area on the ground floor set aside for your landlady, the scent of freshly baked cookies gets stronger. You go through the door marked private and enter an immaculate, if rather outmoded, kitchen. On the old gas stove, the kettle coughs up little clouds of steam. On the table, unsurprisingly, a plate overflowing with mouth-watering chocolate cookies, still warm. Wow. Andre, is it Andre? Andrea? Waves you to a seat before she pours the tea. Oh, she's so cute! You're avoiding her? I've been meaning to spend a little time with you since you got here. Get to know each other a bit, but I haven't had a minute to myself. I've been meaning to spend a. Oh, okay, now I see. Now that the kids are back in school, it'll be quieter. It might even be just the two of us until the midterm break. I hope I'll get a place somewhere before then. Considering what Aurelia told me, I'd be surprising if you didn't, don't you think? A little bit of perseverance and you'll get there, I'm sure of it. Have you been to the National Opera? It's the first thing you've done, and they were the first to make you understand there was no chance. A waitlist as long as your arm, a pitiful glance, a pitiful chance of even getting an audition. Yes, but I'm on the waiting list. You are on the waiting list. What was that? I'm on the waiting list. Oh, that's a shame. But you have to realize that places in such a prestigious corps, the ballet, are very hard to get. I imagine the waiting list must be very long. If I were you, I wouldn't count on that. Wouldn't it be more realistic to aim a little lower, for starters at least? Not wrong. Don't expect everything to just fall into your lap. You know, I've met a lot of performers. You've got to make your mark. I should know. You know, things have changed since the 50s. Ooh, okay. Well, things have changed, but some things just stay the same also. Wait, give me a second. had to swap game categories, I forgot. Although thinking was easier for us, I've known hardship. I might have still been a child, but I lived through the war. And don't be thinking things were easy after the liberation. There was a whole country to rebuild. Did you know we boarded American soldiers during the liberation? It was amazing. They played music every night in the parlor. We'd never heard jazz before. You'll see. There are 2 or 3 photos from that time hanging up in the hallway. Saying that, I've always had a weakness for classical, personally. Like you, I suppose. She lays her hand on your arm in a gesture of consolation. Anyway, you mustn't let yourself be beaten. I'm sure you'll get there eventually. You just have to do what it takes. It's not easy to stay motivated on my own. I'm not about to give up. Can I have a cookie? I mean, hmm, it's not easy to stay motivated on my own. I assume that's not it. I'm not about to give up is probably the response where, actually, I want a cookie. Can I have a cookie? Oh, yes, of course. I made them for you. I should have offered. She pushes the plate towards you with a kind smile. Your diversion tactic seems to have worked. I'm sorry, but I have to go. Oh, yes, of course. Don't let me keep you. You thank Andre and leave. Just the time to grab your bag and jacket, and a few minutes later, you're out on the street. Oh, where are we going? Ooh. You're glad to be out of Aurelia's aunt's house. Okay. The heavy atmosphere there is starting to get on your nerves. Yes? Yes. That and my finances. I thought I'd be fine for a few months with what I'd saved up and the last of Mommy's mom. Money. Not Mommy's mom, Mommy's money. I didn't realize that day-to-day life in a big city would be so expensive. Oh, yeah. The price of the room is fairly reasonable, but having to eat out for every meal is costing me a pack. Why do you have to eat out for every meal? I really have to be careful. It feels like my savings are evaporating before my eyes. I'll have to. What's the matter? I. I don't know. I felt something. Something familiar and strange. It's intriguing. You want to know more. Follow intuition? You start walking again, faster, weaving through the tangle of those streets so characteristic of the part of the city. The rain, which had only threatened until now, begins to pelt down. You huddle beneath your umbrella, determined to find the source of the strange sensation. Your steps take you with a hook to the left and an about face to the right, towards the heart of the city. You find yourself in a narrow cobble street which slopes gently upwards. I really like the way they drew the cobbled street. I'm not gonna lie. That is so nice. With an inexplicable sense of deja vu. But this is an area you've never set foot in before. It's so far from the theaters and from the main thoroughfares that join the bridges. There's a guy sheltering in a doorway on your right. He's watching you with disturbing insistence. If the way he holds himself and his general look left any room for doubt, the fact that he's wearing a leotard makes it unmistakable. He's a dancer. Approach him. Hello? Hi, Puppet. Can I help you? What's a particular way to strike up a conversation? What is this place? You try to peep behind him, but the room is shadowy. You can't make out. Still, it looks a lot like a theater foyer. He watches you with an amused smile. I'm a dancer, and you're not hiring by any chance? Ah, I suppose you just arrived in town. He continues before you can even open your mouth. It's funny that you found this place by chance. That doesn't happen often. However, I'm sorry, but I need to get back. Insist. Wait, are you sure? Really? I'm just asking for an audition. No, I'm sorry. Our director is very strict about hiring. He hesitates for a moment before he adds. Look, we're putting a new show together soon. Come back in about 10 days. You'll get your chance then. However, I really do have to get back. He starts to close the door. Wait. How do I find out about the auditions? How do I find out about the auditions? The theater's called The Outpost. That's all I can tell you. We'll have to figure it out. The Outpost. You seem surprised by the mention of this rather odd theater name. Unless, does it remind you of something? Go on, scram, please. I've already said too much. If I get caught, my ass is on the line. This time, he closes the door and you hear the click of the lock. You go back up the road, unsure what to think of the exchange. It's weird. Feels like it comes from this place. You look around, searching for the street name, but on one side the sign is missing, and on the other, Russ has eaten away the enamel, making the letters illegible. Well, you'll have to remember the way. The rain hammers down. You need to find somewhere to take shelter if you don't want to be completely soaked. Your little umbrella isn't enough to protect you. Oh, it's a cat! You dash inside the first cafe that looks open. Before realizing your mistake, the cafe, which in fact, a pizzeria, is not open at all. Oh. Metallic noises mingle with Italian explicitives coming from the kitchen. You're about to turn back when a pretty, tabby cat rubs itself up against your legs with a plaintive meow. Now you cannot leave. Now you're stuck here forever. Try to pet it. Oh! You bend down to pet it. The creature rubs its head against your hand, purring empathetically. Hello. Ah, I see you've met Fangio. Fangio. We haven't been able to get rid of him since my sister started feeding him. You're here about the ad, right? Take a seat. Enzo, there's somebody here about the ad. The noises from the kitchen stop. Ch- Chicosa. Someone for the ad. A middle-aged man, rigged out in a ponytail and a Hawaiian shirt, enters the room, clutching a wrench. I'm a little disappointed he's not wearing a Hawaiian shirt in the drawing. Did he post the ad? I don't know. Never mind. The wrench goes from one hand to the other, then the man with the ponytail sits down across from you while the other disappears into the kitchen. Sorry about the noise. The Makina per Espresso is shot. I'm Enzo. Are you here about the ad? Yes. You figure you've got nothing to lose by playing along. It's simple. We need help waiting tables, especially weekends and evenings. Have you ever done that? Yes, I've had several waitressing jobs, but in cafes. Well, this is a restaurant, but it's not so different from a cafe. Esperta. Enzo had just noticed a cat, which had perched on one of the tables and was giving itself a good wash, getting in the way of the table setting. Aslan. What? Can you put the cat out, please? He's managed to get into the dining room again. Ever since Aslan's sister started feeding it, we can't get rid of it. Enzo hesitates for a moment before asking loftily. Ahem, tell me, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Cut the crap, Enzo. Tell her you'll take her on trial basis. This isn't a recruitment agency. No! He's scruffing the cat. Look at him. He's so sad. Yeah, you're right. It's ridiculous. How many hours a week could you do? At the moment, I'm free a lot of the time, but that could change. If it works for you, we'll start you off with 3 evenings plus weekends, and we'll adjust according to your availability. Okay. Can I see your ID? Just to check your age. Yeah, of course. You rummage through your bag and hand him your ID card. Magdalena. Just Lena. Don't say anymore. Well then, welcome aboard, just Lena. Thank you. Enzo offers you his hand. You shake it almost instinctively. When can you start? Right away? Great! Service starts in 1 hour. Come on, I'll show you to the kitchens. There's lockers for your stuff in the cloakroom. Aslan, have we got any small size aprons left? It's the end of the shift. You join Aslan, who's smoking a cigarette in the restaurant's backyard. You're exhausted. You only smoke very occasionally, but you figure you could really do with one now, too. You sit on the first step, on the steps facing him. Can I bum a smoke? Aslan holds out the packet. You did really well for a first night. It was pretty intense. We're by far the cheapest restaurant in the neighborhood. Ah, Ches Enzo la musica del gusto. Alright. Enzo insists we keep the prices affordable. So we've a full house every night. Victims of our own success, he says. But I hope that won't put you off, huh? We really need the help, as you can tell. You can count on me. I like a challenge. Just as well. Tell me, what do you do when you're not juggling 6 orders and 3 pizzas at a time? I'm a dancer. Ah, that's why you've moved here. Yes. It's not easy to make your mark in the art communities. No, especially when you don't know anyone. No, but I'm not going to give up. The side escapes you before you can get a grip on yourself. Anyway, thanks for the job opportunity. My savings have just been melting away. Oh, it's not me you need to thank. It's Enzo. He's the boss. Tell me, have you heard about the neighborhood association? Neighborhood association? Yes, it's called St. Louis Circle. We rent the place on, well, St. Louis Street. There's quite a few activities, especially the dance club. That's interesting. Well, we're having a neighborhood dinner for the association next season. Association's new season, 2 weeks Saturday. In any case, Enzo's closing the pizzeria to be there, and Samira's requisitioned the kitchen to make samosas. Ooh. Samira? That's my sister's name, the former waitress. And trust me, you really don't want to miss out on Samira's samosas. In that case, I guess I don't have a choice. I'm forced to accept the invitation. Yeah, meet the locals. Build community. The door into the yard opens and Enzo sticks his head out. Lena? Yes? I've printed your work contract. Do you want to take a look and get it signed? I'll be right there. You stub out your cigarette. Aslan gives you a smile as you follow Enzo into the office. Act 1. Adage? I don't know these things. Miss Adir? The corridor light comes on and the door to Andrea's apartment flies open. It's after midnight. You're just back from work at the pizzeria, and after a week at this space, you only dream of one thing: going to bed. Can I speak to you for a minute, please? Can't it wait until tomorrow? The Oli looks outraged before she says in a bewildered whisper, I'm worried about you. Oh! Okay, but be quick. Okay, but be quick. It's late. You haven't gotten the heart to send her packing, but you're not going to put up with this kind of intrusiveness either. Seeing as you seem more interested in doing I don't know what with I don't know who, I picked up the phone and made a few calls. I've got a list for you of companies to contact. I'm fairly sure I've already contacted them all. I've got a promising audition coming up in a few days. I'm delighted to hear, but wouldn't it hurt to take a look at my list? Unless you think you should bite the hand that feeds you. You give her a half-hearted thank you and take the list she's holding out, even if it's just so she'll leave you in peace. It's late. You're keeping me up if you'll excuse me. Excuse me? She leaves you standing with your list and your guilt. No, hold on. You are paying your rent, right? Whatever agreed upon rent, because you mentioned that the price for the room is acceptable. You said that you eat out all the time, which means she's not like cooking your meals either. This is not about like biting the hand that feeds you. She's your landlord, and you're paying your rent on time. You climb the stairs, go into your room, and flop down on the bed. Aren't you going to look at the list? I just need a minute. Who's walking? You let out a long sigh before turning your attention to the list. The Outpost. Isn't that the name of the place you stumbled on the other day? Yes, I made a note to go back there, and I don't know that name. Does it mean something to you? There are Odeons in every city in the country, but the Outpost, it's different. Do you think it might be a lead to your mom? That would be strange, wouldn't it? I was adopted by my grandmother a few days after I was born. There's no chance I could remember anything about her. But your grandmother might have mentioned her in passing. Maybe, I don't know. It was a long time ago now. Whatever it is, it's definitely worth a shot going to knock on that door. Yes, under is written down the date of the auditions. That fits with the info I got. When will you go? It's written the first session is on Thursday afternoon. I'll call tomorrow to confirm. Which means, ultimately, that you already knew about what was on that list anyway. So you're still on time. You're still doing your thing. No problem. Thursday. After losing your way 3 times in a tangle of narrow streets, here you are, looking at the outpost. Unlike your last visit, the place seems far more vibrant, almost welcoming. There's a buzz inside, as if the place had just opened up after the summer break. Okay, then why does it look so fucking intimidating right now from this angle, huh? You push the door and finally find yourself transported to an unexpected world. Why the music? Why does it feel like I'm in a murder mystery suddenly? It is indeed an old theater, but it emanates an aura of sanctity that you can feel almost physically. Why? Why this music? It's far removed from the modern buildings you're used to, and even the National Opera, with its gilding and Rococo marbles, didn't have this effect on you. You're so absorbed in contemplating the Art Deco woodwork and furnishings that you don't notice the two young men who ask you if you'd mind getting out of the way. You apologize and take a couple of steps back. Your attention is drawn to the clothes rack. They're moving from one wing of the theater to the other, groaning under the weight of the colorful, glittering stage costumes. On your right, a group of young women are disappearing into the corridor to backstage. They must be auditionees. On the other side, behind the box office, a middle aged woman is checking a list. She doesn't look like your typical ticket office clerk, with her stern aspect and a skirt suit that screams high level job, but lacking anyone more amenable to talk to, you approach her anyway. The music is so listen, are we calming down? I don't feel like we're calming down. Hello? Just a moment. She doesn't seem in any rush to answer you. 2 minutes later, she's still absorbed in her list. Wait. You decide to try and stay in the woman's good graces. After all, you're the one who needs help. After a long wait, she finally raises her eyes. What can I do for you? Well, I'm a dancer. I'm here for. You're late. We're about to start. Have you got your resume? Late. It's at least half an hour before the time Andrea had written down. You rummage through your bag and place the required document on the counter, confidently. There's no reason to panic. A hand sneaks in from your right and takes the paper. You turn and find another woman, with a dancer's physique, but middle-aged, has crept in close to you. Her ice blue eyes carefully study your feeble list of professional experiences before they come to rest on you. Why? Why is the music going so hard? She gives off an aura of authority. She seems to think deeply for a few moments before tersely revealing her decision. Follow me. Then she adds to the woman behind the counter. Lydia, could you send Arnaud to the big rehearsal room, please? Without a word, Lydia picks up the intercom. The other woman is already being swallowed up into the depths of the theater. Okay. You trot behind her, trying to keep up, and you find yourself in a labyrinth jumble of corridors and staircases that you cross before emerging into a large room bathed in light. A man in a tweed suit with a mustache and small round spectacles leans back against a half-open window smoking a cigarette. Seeing you enter, he nonchalantly tosses the butt outside before he seats himself at an old baby grand piano. Oh wow, this is pretty. Grasping what you're expected to do, you start getting ready to dance. She nudges your shoes disdainfully with her toe. You won't need those. Say nothing. You're not exactly delighted to dance barefoot, but maybe it's part of the test. Unsure, you decide not to mention it. Just as you're finished getting ready, a young man enters and strides across the room. You realize immediately that it's the dancer you met the other day, who in all likelihood would be Arnaud. Deborah? Arnaud, show her the duo. Show her the duo. Arnaud quickly explains the choreography to you. You nod your head, trying to memorize the different moves you're going to do together. His confidence and the way he takes the time to let you digest information, checking that you understand each step, is very reassuring. Deborah comes over several times to pick you up on your position or timing. You correct yourself as well as you can. You know you're putting yourself on the line for a place in this company, the only one that gives you a chance up until now. Then Deborah signals the pianist and you begin. Arnaud is watchful, attuned. He knows the routine perfectly and does everything he can to make things easier for you, which isn't a simple task. Everything is unusual, between the strange rhythms of the music coming from the piano, the series of movements which question every academic certainty that had been etched into your body year after year. You and he, you waver over a fragile line between sophistication and animality. In his arms, you fly and drop with the lightness of a swallow and the power of a hawk. Deborah interrupts you, asking you to reposition yourself. You don't understand what's wrong. Your instructions are so strange and counterintuitive. Uh, is this modern dance, like a different kind of dance that our characters used to? It's hard to understand exactly what she expects of you, but you have no choice but to trust her. You put yourself back in position and you begin. And suddenly time twists into creeping contractions. Nothing exists but a knot and a root, chemical wedding between you and the night. Oh wow. Then you're ripped from the joining of the worlds when Deborah clasps her hands twice. The music stops immediately. Stop. That's enough. We'll stop here. Ooh, is that good or bad? Thank you for trying after the WANE. Oh, that's it. Is that our mom? For more information, please visit us at novabox.com. I already wishlisted it. Back to the menu. Hmm. I might need to look up some stuff about dancing. I am so out of my element. I really like the art though. And the music goes so hard for no fucking reason, I think. But I like it. It's really nice. It's very. I've not played anything like this, I think. So that's really interesting.